Hello. Here is my video. I'm pretty tired because I played a gig on a boat last weekend. It was in the west of Ireland. It's like a 3-hour drive. And then like one late night, and having to drive 3 hours twice just makes me tired all week, because I am just a weak person who needs to go to bed early every night. But it was well worth it. Well worth it. Super good fun. I haven't DJ'd in ages, but this is the first time DJing on CDJs, Pioneer CDJs. Super easy, super fun. I've got some thoughts on the whole thing about DJing. I might put them in a video. But anyway, I decided to do a video on Donkey Rhubarb because I was listening to it, because I had it in my set list, or not my set list, but I brought like 77 tracks to play on the boat, techno and Aphex Twin, acid and stuff like that. And Donkey Rhubarb was one of the tracks I brought. It's probably a third Aphex tracks what I brought to play in my set, but I only played probably about 6 or 7 in the end. I probably only played 20 tracks played for an hour. But anyway, I didn't play Donkey Rhubarb, but that's a great song to play in a set. I will definitely play that in a DJ set one day. It's a really fun, like techno-y but steel pan kind of drum song. But the reason why I thought it would be cool to analyze it is because it does something that is really important, I think, technique in music. And that technique that I'm talking about is you take 2 different rhythms and you place them together on melodic instruments, and it becomes something more than the sum of its parts. It's like kind of polyrhythmic. Polyrhythms are an example. When there's polyrhythms, it's like, I'll demonstrate it and you'll see what I mean. But let's first of all, we'll listen to a bit of the song. So it starts like this. Okay, that's kind of the intro of the song. It's like, I didn't really work out the drum sounds in there. They're super cool as well. I really like them. And the rhythms, they're great. But just the main sound in it is this steel drum kind of sound. I'm sure Aphex probably made it himself, sampling something that's like a steel drum. Maybe a steel drum actually, but it's a nice sounding sample. I just searched online for free steel drum sample and found a WAV file and downloaded it and stuck it into Ableton. So that's the different part. So if you want to hear the steel drum sample, this is it. How do I just play it? I'll just play the sample. I guess I just play it like going into the... Here it is. This is the sample. Okay, so it's not amazing, but it just I don't care, because it's just to show the effect of the song without doing something with a completely different sound. Like you could do it with a piano note or guitar note or whatever, but at least this will be in the same ballpark as the sound. So we've got this sound, and it's doing a bass line and it's doing a melody. So the bass line first goes like this. F, 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 G, 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 bung, 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 bung. If you hear it against the metronome, it's already sounding cool against the metronome because of the dung, 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 like that. Okay, so you don't hear that bass line on its own, you hear it with the melody part, which sounds like, no, not that melody part, this melody part. The two of them together. Melody on its own. Let's have a look at the melody on its own. The higher part on its own. Bong do da, bong do ga. It creates a kind of a 3-beat long pattern with the bass bong ding dang, bong ding dang, but then it changes at the end of it. Bong ding dang, bong dunk dang, kadunk dunk dunk dang. So a really cool thing about this is that last melody note. Bong, bong, gung, bong, bong, gung, bong, gung, ga, bong, gung, bong, gung, ga, bong, gung, bong, gung, ba, gung, gang, bong, gung, bong, gung, gung, gang, ga, gung, gang, gung, gang, ga, gung, gang. It's just a really cool anticipated note there, and the way it gels with the bass line, two parts together sound really cool. What if we make it, it's roughly around 138.32, but if we slowed it down, then you can really clearly hear slowed down that each thing is separate. So the two sounds, bass and melody, do not fall on the same exact beat ever. And also, apart from yeah, okay, so there's something on the first beat, the bass, bong, dung, dung, and there's something on the second beat, the melody, bong, dung, and then there's something on the third beat, the melody again, bong, dung, dung, bong, gong, dung, gong, bong, gong. Sorry, it's there on the eighth notes. So bong, dung, 2, and yeah, there's still melody on 2 and 3, but bong, dung, gong, bong, dung, dung, gong, gong. The way that they go together is just really, really fitting together and creating something more than the sum of the parts. If you hear them on their own, oh, that's the other part. So just if we had the melody there, not so cool on its own, bass line on its own, boom, 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 not so cool on its own, both together, boom, gang, doom, dang, ga, doom, gong, gang, gong, gang. It's creating a really cool interlocking rhythm there. Bong, dum, ga, bong, gong, dang, gang, ga, dum, gong, gang, dum, gong, dang, gong, ga, dum. And even though nothing hits the fourth beat, which is kind of cool. Bong, dum, dum. Anyway, so what happens there after this? Let's speed it back up. 139, say. Oh, 140. All right, here we go. That's a little fast. It's more like 138. Okay, and then you get this. So the bass, the kind of 808 kick that comes in to the track. I'll play the actual track. There. comes in there. Some nice details in there, and then a 4/4. And that's everything in the track there until the higher melody comes in. So you've got that, which is, it's similar to the bass line together with the bass, except for the third bass note, which is on the beat, on the fourth beat. Sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's on the beat the first time, but off the beat the second time. Boom, 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 boom. And then actually the third and fourth time, it's off the beat. So it's only on the beat the first time. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one. That note is on the beat the first time only. It actually repeats like another 2 times, but so here I have to go in and change it. It's off the beat, this one. There. So playing from the start. Going more with the bass line, which has a note off the beat there, doesn't it? Yes, the last note of the bass line is off the beat. Okay, so that is just kind of reinforcing that bass line, really. And then when the 4/4 comes in, it's really cool techno rhythms. And then we have this on the higher percussion. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, what, instead of a snare, it's kind of got a glitchy sound, which is on the 2, 1, 2, and then it's on the, instead of 4, the end of 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and. And then you hear the higher pitch melody come in there. Do 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 do. So then let's have a look at that. So that comes in here like this. And that's a really simple do, re, mi, kind of F, G, A. It starts on beat 2 though. 1, do, 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 do. Very on the beat and simple. And then da, 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 da. Ending on a D on the F major chord, so F major 6 or a D minor. There's the old Aphex trick. I was saying it a million times. Like putting the 6 in with the major chord, or it's a minor chord inversion, but this is more of F major, but with the 6 at the end. Do 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 do. Do do do. It's so nice. It's just really, really cool, and it's great to mix with techno tracks as well. It's just really good tempo and really good vibe. So the simple parts add up together to something that's really great. So I'm definitely going to be trying to, I have tried to do this loads of times and sometimes more successfully than others, but it's so worthwhile trying to find these 2 locking parts to fit together to make something more than the sum of the parts. So let's all have a play around with that and see what we can come up with our own donkey rhubarbs. But don't call it donkey rhubarb, of course. Call it ronky doobarb or something. I don't know. Obviously, don't call it anything. All right. I'm going to call that one a video that's over. All right. I want to do a Bockenwell track, and I still want to do Stone and Focus, but there's not a lot to talk about in Stone and Focus. So keep the suggestions coming. I think I'll do That's Mutuality soon. So, see ya.